Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Carmack.
So we've been having this craving to film a supercar for a while now, and today we've got just that. So the C8 Corvette is a really beautiful and attractive car to look at. It has a really aggressive styling like somewhat of a Lamborghini or Ferrari would have. You can have a look at the front end and you will see these sharp LED headlights, which is really attractive. And since the engine is moved to the rear end, we have some space up here in the front or the front trunk. You can open the front end by using this button placed under here. And it pops right open. And if you look under here, you have a lot of space for luggage, which is cool. Now, let us shut it gently.
Now going over the design, we start to notice it is low slung and sporty. And if you're really not into cars, especially in this red exterior paint, people might think it is a Ferrari. Standing here in the rear end of the C8 Corvette, we start to realize that it's an attractive thing to look at from most of the angles. Now let's pop up in the back and have a look at what we have here. This car comes with a 6.2 liter LT2 V8 engine with 495 horsepower and 630 Newton meters of torque. And we also have some storage space over here. And now let's shut it nice and easy.
Of course, the C8 Corvette is a proper supercar and it has a lot of vents over here, and the door handle is not immediately visible. To open the door, you have a pad in here. You push it and the door pops right open. Let me get inside the C8 Corvette. So now I'm sitting inside the C8 Corvette and it is an extremely cool and fun place to be in. The seats immediately hug you and you feel like you're sitting in a proper track car. So let me shut the door. As you look at the interior, you realize it's super driver-centered. So without further ado, it's an exciting moment. Let us start up the C8 Corvette. As usual, put on the brake and push the start-stop button. So let me give you a small idea of the performance of this car. This car can do 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds. It's highly aerodynamic and it weighs 1,600 kilograms, around that. So it's a super high performance car. So just as I said, the C8 Corvette is a really driver-centered car. The interior really feels driver-centered because if you look at the infotainment screen, it's tilted towards the driver. The steering wheel looks like something out of a LaFerrari or a track car because it's really flat on the bottom and also on the top. It has this red marker over here. Of course, the paddle shifters feel really solid. So talking about the transmission, this car has a dual clutch transmission which is an 8-speed and it's shifted using these levers over here. Put your foot on the brake and pull the D for drive. You also pull it to put the car in reverse. Backup camera comes on. Obviously, you have a button for neutral and you press the P over here to put the car in park. And while parking or going through speed breakers, if you want to lift the car up, you can use this button. The car raises up a little bit, giving you more ground clearance to make it safer to drive the C8 Corvette. Your traction control button is over there as well, and you have a camera that shows the front end of the car so you don't curve into something. Looking at the speedometer of this car, it is really sporty and it also changes with the various modes that you set on the car. Now let me give it some baby revs. Here's a dial marked mode. With that, obviously you can change the various driving mode and it also affects the speedometer. If you look over here, now I'm in normal mode, Now I'm in sport mode and it changes again. Now let's put the car in track mode and everything becomes more aggressive. You're seeing your revs. Let me rev the car again. Yes, it's pretty cool. Okay, now looking at the infotainment screen, this is the Chevrolet infotainment screen, which is nice. It's responsive. It's very responsive, just like your phone. And you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, and various other infotainment, modern infotainment stuff. You can go back home pressing this button, and you control the volume here, and also you can control the volume using the buttons here on the steering wheel.
Now I am here in the passenger seat of the C8 Corvette, and if you look at the center console, this kind of acts as a partition between the driver and passenger, and we have a line of switches over here. Although it looks complicated, these are all your AC and climate controls, and some controls are also lifted up here like the hazards. And if you look back here, we have a speaker from Bose, and we also have a place to put your phone, which also acts as wireless charger. Now let us remove the hardtop roof of the C8 Corvette. You undo these latches.